Hey Merfolk fans, I'm Joe, thanks for joining me. I'm going into round 2 of this Modern Friendly League. I just won the first round pretty easily against an Eldrazi build with Endbringer and Basilisk Collar. Ceremonious Rejection hit a Thought-Knot Seer, which felt pretty awesome. I am testing out a singleton Sygg River Cutthroat, so you guys might see that guy pop up. I won the die roll. I'm going to say yes. And another nice hand to start us off. I'm going to keep this. Thank you very much. Who are we going to play against here? Wanderwine Hub into Cursecatcher, identical opening to our last match. Oh, Island? Are we playing against the Mirror? Spreading Seas not so good in the spot. I think it's time to just push the Master, even right now, against a single blue mana. Could get Spell Pierced. That would be dirty. In which case I'd have to sack the Cursecatcher before damage. Basic Island, though. Basic Island. I think we attack first. Get that 1 point of damage. Hopefully it ends up being Grixis or something. And our Spreading Seas will be super useful. Now we play our Lord, and we can counter a Spell Snare with our Cursecatcher. Cycling Curator of Mysteries. So it's a cycling deck. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, scry one. But he has to be on the battlefield. Okay, he's just cycling this. So it seems like it's some kind of combo deck, so I don't think we have to worry too much about counter spells at this point. Play some other colors so I can turn on my Spreading Seas. Is this mono blue? What is going on? Am I going to have to play a Harbinger right now? Alright, let's go to attacks. I did hit a land, gets me closer to hitting Master of Waves. 4. I feel like this guy's combo deck is just going to explode all of a sudden. Need to cast a Spreading Seas and hopefully hit something. Is he countering this? No, he couldn't be. Remand? I don't really want to let him draw a card here. And we want to get closer to Master of Waves mana. I'm going to counter this. Cursecatcher's done his duty. Draw a card. Silvergill Adept will draw me another card. So I can play this land now. Don't need to reveal anything yet. Just hope this guy is going to continue playing weak sauce stuff like he has been so far. Okay, there's a Flooded Strand. Lord, what do we want to do here? I think we want to attack and then cast Silvergill Adept, hoping to draw into a land for Master of... Well, Master of Waves would have been nice this turn. Opponent probably has another Remand up, something like that. Maybe I should just push damage. I think so. It's game 1, right? Let's see. Let's do it. Remand, if you will. And if he doesn't, then floodgates will open and we will win faster than we might otherwise. Could Snapcaster Path or something like this? Something like that, which would be super gross right now. If he gets a Hallowed Fountain, cast Snapcaster Mage. Okay, well he's hitting the attacker, which gives me a land for Master of Waves next turn. Unfortunately, let's see. Can't cast anything else this turn, so I'll just pass. Don't want to get too far behind on the clock. So, cycling River Serpent. Okie dokie. Don't really know what's going on with River Serpent. Can't attack unless there's 5 or more cards in the graveyard. Cycling again. I have to say, even though we're ahead, I don't feel that strongly right now. Cycling. Okay. Maybe he's short on lands. That would make me feel slightly better. This plains looks pretty cool. It's like a pyramid underneath a bridge or something like that. Oh, there's a Tolaria West. And he's got the plains up for potentially another Path to Exile. So now, if we play Silvergill and then Lord, swing for 2, he goes to 12. Next turn we'll be swinging for 10. Not quite enough, but if we swing for 2, take him to 12, play our Master of Waves, we get 4 tokens. Swing next turn for 5 plus 8 is 13. That would be enough. But, well, let's see what happens. I'm going to go into combat. See if he takes this 2 damage. Okay. So again, if I play the Silvergill, it's 4, 3, and 3 for 10. It's not quite lethal unless he cracks another, like, for shock, fetch shock or something. I could take him off white. That seems like a pretty good option right now. Seems like it might be kind of important. And play another Lord. Crack for 6, it'll be a 2-turn clock. He seems to be stuck on mana a little bit from the way that he was digging last turn. Played a tap land in Tolaria West. Or I could just go for the win next turn with Master of Waves, but he could have Path up. Let's start with Spreading Seas. It could be super slow, and you guys can yell at me for it. But we can hope that the white mana is really important to him. And I think I would follow up actually with the Silvergill Adept. I hope that didn't give him Spell Snare mana. I'll reveal this Island Walk Lord. Alright, so I can play this land and pass. 2 Lords next turn makes it 5 and 4. Oh, so 4 mana. What's happening here? Is this like Gifts Ungiven or 3 mana? Let's see. As foretold, this is coming down really late. Unless he can cast Ancestral. Oh my god, Living End. Okay, I should have seen that coming. Alright, so he's got Living End, but I can rebuild a little bit. Alright, so we've got Island Walk established, which is excellent. We can also bounce stuff to his hand with Harbinger. He can also have, oh, he's probably playing Balance. But here I think I'm going to play Reejerey and then the Island Walk Lord and just see if we can get there. The opponent doesn't have lethal next turn. Flying, flying, and this is not flying. I'll block them if I want to. Could cast Master of Waves and AEther Vial. I would get 4 tokens. Not good enough. I like my tap triggers. Okay, untap this so we can play our AEther Vial. Okay, begin combat, attack, Island Walks. This is a pretty interesting deck. I certainly have never seen this before. Opponent takes 3. Next turn we're only going to have 6 Island Walk. If he taps out, though, we'll have 9, which is lethal. There's potentially a reason for him to not tap out. Follow up with AEther Vial. Still only has 4 mana. Cursecatcher might be relevant. We will get to bounce something next turn with Harbinger, if we want to. As Foretold is going to get a counter, which could let him cast like a Path to Exile, even though he doesn't have white mana. Path to Exile might just seal the deal on this game. It's got a 3-turn clock in the air alone, but I'm probably not blocking any of these crazy River Serpents this turn. These guys are all cycling for 1 blue mana, right? Yeah. Alright. Let's see how it goes. He might have to leave back a blocker to deal with my potentially lethal attack next turn. And if he does leave back 1 blocker and he's got nothing else, then I've got Harbinger to get rid of that blocker. Okay, getting him into 2 flyers. This is still a 3-turn clock, which isn't too scary. Come on, bring 1 more guy and have nothing else, and I'll cast Harbinger and tap the other guy. Alright, well these are flyers, so I can't do anything about it. Just say okay, okay. Maybe he's got like a bunch of Serum Visions in his hand. So Living End to actually cast with Suspend costs 2 black mana and 2 colors. Looks like this guy's probably like never trying to do that. Just getting Path to Exile. No. Okay, now we need to draw another Island Walk Lord. Come on, deck. There's 7 more. 7 more Island Walk Lords. Another As Foretold, maybe. Oh, Tolaria West. Whenever you cycle or discard another card. Okay, so he gets to scry a little bit. He's cycling a Tolaria West to search for something that costs 0, which I guess is another Living End or something like that. Maybe, no, it's probably an Ancestral. Oh no, that costs 1, right? Yeah, it costs 1. No, wait, it costs 1 to suspend. Maybe it costs 0. We'll see what he gets. So he put top there. He likes the cards on top of his library. Yeah, and he drew Ancestral Visions, or rather he got it with, did he cast it? No, he just revealed it. That's weird. Why didn't he cast it? Oh, because he already used As Foretold this turn. Another Master of Waves. It's a little bit annoying. Well, we can cast 1 Master of Waves and tap one of these guys, and then cast a Harbinger and tap the other guy and still get in for 4 damage this turn. That seems decent to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to tap this thing. This is some fun magic, this game. Get a bunch of tokens to block those stupid River Serpents. Then I can cast Harbinger to tap the other guy. And then I'm going to bounce one of the flying guys. Slow down his aerial clock. He can cycle this guy, but I'd much rather him cycle it than be bashing me with it. Swing for 4. And hope we get another turn. We can still cast another Path to Exile. Master of Waves does have lethal on board, but I should be left with somebody to block with, depending on what happens this turn. He did not cycle that guy at the end of turn. It's weird. Okay, goes down to 4. I have a feeling this guy's got something spicy this turn. He does have the Ancestral in hand. So he can draw another 3 cards if he uses As Foretold for it. He might want to use Restore Balance, though. Oh, okay, well. White mana? Is that for Master of Waves? Let's see what's happening here. I do have Cursecatcher up. Cryptic Command is going to tap. Oh. Well, that's the aggressive. Oh, man. Good for him. That is the aggressive Cryptic Command. I can sack this. That's why he was getting the untapped mana, I guess. If I had another Cursecatcher in hand, it would be a perfect ending. Alright, so this guy got there. He's going to get to attack for 14 this turn. I'll just F6, let him do the damage. So now we have a better idea of what we're dealing with. We can definitely bring in our relics and our all of our counter spells, basically. We've got Natural Island Walk, which is awesome. So bring in all the Dispels, all the Negates. Come on. And all of the Relic of Progenitus. Dismember... potentially useful. If I have a creature out and they cast Living End and I want to kill one of my creatures to get it back, I can cast Dismember. Okay, Spreading Sea's definitely coming out. Let's focus a little bit. Sygg. The guy's not really dealing damage to himself, and that's what Sygg is for, so we'll take him out. We've had 2 pretty strange matchups so far. Cursecatcher's definitely staying in. He does play Remand. He might take them out. He didn't see a Cavern of Souls, and he didn't see... well, he saw the AEther Vial, so... Kira can block flyers, can counter Path to Exiles. Master a little bit weak to Path, but still just a bomb. Opponent has disconnected. Got to take 4 cards out. It looked like his win con is basically flyers, right? Because I seem to be able to block on the ground. So if I might want to leave Dismembers in to kill the flyers. So then what do we take out? Bounce creatures? Or no? Do we leave them in? This is pretty tricky. I like the Lords. I like Reejereys. Maybe cut a couple of Master Waves since they're a little bit weak to Path to Exile. But they're so good when the game goes long. Maybe I'll leave in 3. Take out one of my Reejereys. I've got 2 Reejereys and 2 Harbingers, 3 Masters of Waves. To review, bringing in 3 Negates, 3 Dispels, 3 Relics. Taking out 4 Seas, that's the easiest. And then 5 creatures. 2 Harbingers, which are okay in this matchup. Reejerey's also okay, just to buff my guys. Master's a little weak to Path, as I said. And Sygg, because the opponent's not really damaging themselves. So, seems okay. The opponent is still disconnected. I hope he reconnects and we don't just time out. I would like to play first. Oh, good, he joined the game. And we have a super excellent opening hand. So hopefully we can, hopefully we can get there, now that we know what we're playing against. Opponent has mulligan to 6. I wonder if I could have played differently, knowing what the opponent was on. I'd love to see a counter spell. Counter Living End or something. The opponent put a card on top. So we'll open Island AEther Vial. Also know we have to watch out for cryptic commands. Hopefully Cursecatcher can help out in that department. Scalding Tarn. Serum Visions is fine. I'm F6ing here because there's nothing I can do. We can check what he's doing with his scries. I need to be careful with my clock. I'd hate to lose because of the clock. He put bottom. Makes me feel good. So this turn I get to go Silvergill. Revealing. Maybe the Master. Oh, that's interesting. But I don't think I can do it yet. I think I do need to get Silvergill on the board here. And maybe even more important, I need to draw a card off of him with the opponent's shields down. I think I'm going to reveal my Island Walk Lord and just hopefully catch him off guard with the Cursecatcher. Alright, well, this is getting pretty good. I'd love to see a Negate as my next draw because he's going to try to slam As Foretold on turn 3. Another Serum Vision, maybe? Let's see. Or a Cycler. We know he has tons of cycling cards in his deck. Okay. We can see what he does with these ones. Now he is on a mulligan to 6. Bottom and... I wonder if this deck mulligans to As Foretold. Get to put in my Cursecatcher here. Come on, Negate. Island is okay. Lets me play Kira. Well, let me... Okay, I have protection against Path with Cursecatcher, so I can go ahead and just jam Kira now, I think. He tries to respond by hitting one of my creatures with Path to Exile. I might even let it resolve, I don't even know. I'm trying to get ahead of Living End. Actually, if he slams... Oh, if he casts As Foretold next turn, and Living Ends right away, that's pretty rough. Okay, so... Who's he trying to Path here? Cursecatcher could be valuable, though. I don't know who's more valuable. Do I want to let this resolve? To get me more lands? Or do I counter it and deal 3 more damage? I think I let it resolve because I can deal damage anyway this turn, and I want to keep Cursecatchers. And land is okay. Alright, now just because I'm playing around Living End, I might hold back the Lord right now. He does have no Cyclers in the graveyard right now, so Living End would not be that great. Serum Visions. Gotta let that resolve. Let's see if he goes bottom again. Maybe he's digging for lands? Well, he can't land As Foretold right now, so that makes me feel a little bit better. Cursecatchers are good against Living End because you can sack them with Living End on the stack and then get the Cursecatchers back. I wonder if he just changed to a different deck. We haven't seen a single cycling card yet. But our clock is pretty slow. Opponent's gonna have some time. We are gonna swing for at least 6 next turn, which is a 3-turn clock. I was thinking really hard about these cards on the top. Maybe it's something like an Ancestral Vision that he might want to suspend, but it might take too long. I wonder if he has the As Foretold in hand, which makes me think if he does, then he almost certainly doesn't have another land in hand. Well, then he doesn't have the As Foretold, I would think, unless he just drew that land. So he went bottom top. Let's see what happens here. X equals 2. So do we play our Lord into this? Or no? I think we do. I think I'm happy to trade 1 Lord for 1 Engineered Explosives. I can just push more damage. If he's going to tap out next turn to kill one of my Lords, I'm okay with that. Nope. Island, not what I wanted to draw. We can go ahead and attack for 6. Play out a Cursecatcher, and then play out an AEther Vial, I guess. Might as well keep this island in hand. It's not doing anything for us. So we're going to see the As Foretold now. If he taps out for As Foretold, he can't activate Engineered Explosives, but he might not need to if he's playing Restore Balance. Well, I've got 8 on the board right now. He does have an answer to 4 of that power, which should knock me back down to 4. 3-turn clock. Looks like he's just going to pass. Pretty interesting. I'm going to keep this on 2 because I want to be able to get Silvergill in. Yep. Mutavault is an interesting draw. I'm going to go to attacks. I don't see this guy playing Snapcaster, and if he does, you know, by all means, just trump my master. He already has the Engineered Explosives on the board. Okay, Lord goes away. Opponent probably going to take 4. I'm going to play Mutavault, and that represents lethal if we top deck any Lord next turn. Unless the opponent wipes my board, obviously. As Foretold into Living End is now online because he's got at least, you know, a creature to bring back. But as I mentioned, we would get 2 Cursecatchers back. Opponent's at 6, which gives us lethal right now, unless the board gets wiped. Opponent probably plays some number of Supreme Verdicts, right? I've already got an Island Walk Lord in the graveyard, so Living End is not very good for them right now, unless they've got, I guess, other removal in hand. They've got to be really careful with what they do, because I'm going to be getting back a Master and 2 Cursecatchers. Okay, let's see what I draw here. Looks like the opponent is going to try to tap me down or something. Cavern is interesting. I'm not going to go for the kill here just because... Or maybe I do. I Cryptic and I sack both and he takes 4. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine actually. Okay, and try to tap my team. I can sack both Cursecatchers. I don't mind having the Cursecatchers in the graveyard anyway. Oh, actually, the opponent has to crack this. He's going to go down to 1 here, taking him off of future fetch lands. Okay. So Cursecatcher should get paid for, and then obviously I'm going to sack the other one. Okay, let's go to attacks. I've got a nice graveyard developed, and I've got sorcery speed, dodging Mutavault to close out the game. Opponent doesn't need to know about Cavern of Souls yet. I'll just play an island and pass. Got to be really careful with my clock. I really don't want to time out. Feeling okay so far. Cycling. As Foretold. And what? Living End, as I mentioned, totally fine. I don't know if he understands what's happening. So yeah, he probably has to scoop here, because I've got 2 Cursecatchers. I can counter any removal he might want to spend on my Lord, taking Mutavault off of Island Walk. Yeah, the opponent's going to think about it for a minute and then concede, I think. So it's a new Living End deck. Very interesting. Alright, so as I said, the opponent thought about it for a minute and then conceded. We're pretty close in clock. Pretty proud of myself for not taking forever. Let's think about how that sideboarding strategy worked out. I didn't draw any of my counter spells. They could have helped a little bit, but as it went, things were pretty good. Those Cursecatchers were clutch. Relic Relic's pretty good, but actually my graveyard, I kind of enjoyed having it full. How did that Lord even end up there? Can't even remember. I know he pathed a Silvergill Adept. Anyhow, Dismember still seems sort of okay. Definitely taking out my C's. And I felt that having these creatures out was fine. So just let me catch my breath a little bit. Take a sip of water. Harbinger's probably just bodies in this matchup. Could bounce a flyer back to the guy's hand, so we'll see. On the draw against living end decks, it's actually really spicy if you have Master of Waves in your opening hand. You can take the first turn off and just pitch a Master of Waves. That can really backfire though, because I might be emptying the graveyard anyway, and it also sets you back on your land development. Alright, I'm ready to go. Opponent's going to be on the play. Relic would be nice in the opening hand. Let's hope for 2 lands. AEther Vial. Well, we've got 4 lands. So there's no hate in this hand. Let's see if the opponent keeps. He kept 7. Harbinger's not very useful. But we are on the draw. We're going to have the benefit of drawing plenty of things. And we don't really need hate necessarily. It's a very slow deck. I'm going to keep this and see how it goes. I could also mulligan and scry. Drawing into counter magic, AEther Vial, Relic, and then I get the benefit of a scry. No, I have to keep this. I could see a garbage 6. I'm going to keep. You guys let me know what you think about that keep. Just hope he doesn't suspend the Ancestral Vision. It's hard to race that kind of card advantage. Alright, so Serum Visions is okay. It's better than Ancestral Vision on turn 1, I think. And he's going bottom top. That's sort of okay, but we really didn't want to hit a land. Really, really didn't want to hit a land. So next turn, I hope to grab a Negate. Man, that Cavern of Souls made this hand look a little bit worse. Still didn't feel comfortable mulliganing it, though. Okay, so now he suspends the Ancestral Vision. Oh my god. Am I going to lose because I fled out? That's really disappointing. I'm going to play this Harbinger now. It's not doing much work anyway. I need to draw exactly 0 more lands this game. There's a River Serpent. This thing starts ticking down. We're going to see As Foretold probably. Well, looks like maybe not. Alright, let's go to attacks. Mutavault. Actually, was that just a mistake? Should I have played the Master first? I think I should have, because it's not a situation with Cursecatcher. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I could have gotten in for 1 more point of damage. Oh well. Oh well. If it comes down to 1 point of damage, then we know which play we can blame. If he... let's see, is he going to... Path? What's happening here? I'm just happy that he didn't cast As Foretold on turn 3. We are going to use its ability for sure, grabbing another land, which will hopefully make it that much less likely that we draw more lands. Alright. So he's got 2 creatures in now. I think this has 2 time counters left on it now. You can still draw into a negate to take care of it. Stony Silence. Alright, well, I do enjoy seeing that against my deck. It's, you know, it's unfortunate that AEther Vial is a wasted card, but the opponent just balanced it out with a pointless card of their own. Sure. Actually, you know what? Oh, that's so annoying. Alright, so I think I'm going to go to attacks. Yeah, and then we just go for it. Master of Waves. With just about lethal, I think. Maybe he'll try to remand it. That would be fun. Well, to be fair, he might need the card anyway. So that's 6, 10, and 13. It's exact lethal. If he doesn't have another path for the Master of Waves, which he very well may have. Alright, so he kept a path-heavy hand, which we can't blame him for. And he's going to cycle again. This is going to tick down to 1, and we really want to draw a negate. I don't know. What is happening here? More cycling than as foretold. And living end. I'm living in fear, guys. I should say always no to this. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. It's time to start punching this guy a little bit. Alright, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of playing out a second AEther Vial, but my hand is complete trash right now. Okay, man, is this thing going to resolve? Oh, it's going to resolve now. Well, I had my chances. 6 cards in his hand. That's terrible. He can start hard casting these crazy serpents and everything. I haven't drawn this poorly in a long time, so this is quite frustrating. As foretold, maybe he's gonna have so many creatures now, and I'll have nothing. Well, I didn't draw any counter spells. I didn't draw any Relic of Progenitus. He's got 19 damage on the board. Steam Vents tapped. Sweet Jesus. Island Walk Lord into Island Walk Lord might do it if the opponent has absolutely nothing. Cursecatcher does not do it, not even close. If I play this guy, I can draw an Island Walk Lord next turn and swing for 5. Otherwise, I think I'm in a spot right now where I have to chump one of these River Serpents. But we had a win if the opponent didn't have that second path, I think. Unless, well, no, because I think he followed up with the living end anyway. Yeah. So, actually, if I block here, I can draw a Harbinger, bounce one of his creatures. I'll be at 6. I mean, we need to hope to draw Master of Waves, right? And then Master of Waves is the only thing that happens. But if I don't block here, I go down to 1 life, right? I need some tiny buffer, but Master of Waves doesn't even help me that much. All right, let's just play it out. Give this guy the satisfaction of getting to the end. Oh, you know, I could have blocked with... I rushed a little bit. I could have blocked with Mutavault. I'm in a really bad position here, but I could have chump blocked with Mutavault and left the Devotion on the board with Cursecatcher. Yeah. Whatever. I'm F6ing at this point. This is frustrating. The opponent brought in garbage like Stony Silence, and I'm still just getting crushed. I have to say, it's a pretty cool deck. I'm happy to have come up against it. I feel like I've got a ton of game against it. It's just, I just drew another 3 cards. A ton of game against it. It's just when you draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands, and then get 2 more from Path to Exiles. Don't really have too much chance. I can pay 5 mana to cast Silvergill Adept? Sure. Let's do it. Come on, let's go. I am out of outs, I think. Well, I can triple chump block next turn and just die. Yeah, that's it. I can attack for 2, but then I lose. All right, I'm gonna concede. Good games. Nice deck. I managed my time pretty well against a control deck. Always need to stay on top of that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this deck. Have you seen it around? Have you heard anybody talking about it? I certainly have not either heard anybody talking about it or seen it in person, but it did get there. So as the opponent said, it was a lucky game 1. So yeah, tune in for the next video where I'll be going to round 3 of this Modern Friendly League, currently sitting at 1-1. Thanks, guys. Bye.